This college basketball picks edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up with promo code SGPN to score up to $1,000 in bonus cash. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Earn up to $750 per month on your sports gambling transactions. Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Rhythm, the leader in data-driven picks and props. Get your 7-day free trial today by going to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
Hey everybody, Joe Theismann here. You're listening to SGPN. So do this, let it ride.
Cox. He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Cheers, Sean.
Thank you.
Officially the off season.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say cheers to me for hitting my big dog parlay. Wisconsin and Michigan State both on the money line. You're welcome.
That was a good bet.
Thank you. And we needed it. At least I did. Not great on the picks. We'll get to some troubling records on our pick show.
Mean?
We really have to turn things around. Joining us on the show here to talk all things college hoops from the college experience, Colby Dant, aka Pick Dundee. What's happening, Colby?
Corruption is what's happening. Corruption. I mean, oh, I like this. This echo. Can we clip that? Corruption's what's happening. I'm finally at that point, guys. I witnessed a fixed game tonight.
Wow.
Full on fixed game. So you might have caught Moneyline Mac went to beautiful Joseph Eccles Memorial Hall in Norfolk, Virginia, to catch the top two teams in the MEAC play between Delaware State and Norfolk State. I'm hot right now. I'm a little hot because we're on Delaware State plus 9.5. Norfolk State has it at 12. With about 15 seconds left, Delaware State comes down, shoots a 3, makes the 3 to cut it to 9. About 5 seconds left. Norfolk State inbounds the ball. Delaware State goes to foul. Two different instances, and fouled decently hard. The refs let the clock go out.
So you wanted them not to foul though, right?
Well, no, because I mean, either the foul with 5 seconds left, so we have a chance to rebuttal, or if the clock goes out, we're good. Which the clock does go out. Yes, the players walk off. He dribbles it off. The fucking horn sounds, and then
point game.
I turn the game. I'm turning the game off. I see a guy shoot the shot, but I mean, it's been 2 or 3 2 or 3 seconds since the buzzer has sounded, and then
he's flustered.
You get this. This asshole right here shoots the shot. The clock is over. Right? He shoots this. He's makes
holding the ball. It says 0.0 seconds.
Half the team is off the court.
It does appear like it has zeros. I mean, we can't see the hundredths of a second, in fairness, but it does seem like he's probably still got the ball in his hands. Where's the light? We need the picture with the light, Colby.
Dude. This is after the fact, man, and this is 2 seconds after, and he makes this. And they count it, which I didn't even think they would count, but I'm like checking the scores and I'm like, wait a second, 12. What are you talking about? 12. Yeah, I mean, and I imagine they're going to say some bullshit like the ESPN clock was off. Yeah. Then what about the 2 fouls? Like it was not just like a touch thing. Like they were 2 clean fouls.
I have a theory. Football program looking to make some moves.
Ooh.
Maybe the fix was in Colby.
I never seen anything like this in all my years of watching shit, dude. I never seen anything like this. What's up?
Michael Vick's a businessman.
Shout out to Matty Ice in the YouTube chat saying he had Norfolk -8.5. LOL. So nice. Matty Ice, truly a sharp.
Great number.
Saw that coming. Didn't even need that 3-pointer at
This
the end.
needs to be
He was good either
investigated.
way.
This needs to be investigated. This needs to be fucking investigated.
And as much as we think like, oh no, they would never fix games, there have been some allegations of fixing games. The thing is,
not Norfolk State.
If they were going to fix a game, they wouldn't do it like this. They wouldn't let it come down to this shot after the clock. They would have been, honestly, they probably would have granted them the foul so they could get to the line so they could cover the number. Because I think if they call those fouls, that probably hurts. Maybe you get a garbage 3 going the other way, but certainly if the refs were in on
unless you forgot, and then you just count this thing late.
You thought it was one number, but it was a different number.
I'll say this: me, this year more than any year we've ever done this shit, and me and Mac have noticed this. There was a Texas game. There was a Texas game where the refs they clearly go to foul, and then the refs just look the other way. So the game goes to end under 5 seconds. Something's going on. I'm telling you, I want my money on this. I want my money. I'm writing my senator.
You want the politicians to get involved in this?
Oh yeah. I mean, if there's one thing politicians could fix is this.
I'm furious over here. I'm furious over here. This is 3 seconds.
Calling for refs and politicians to work hand in hand.
Regulation.
What is this? Guys, go watch this game. You have it on demand at the studio. Watch the end of this game and tell me.
I'm sure everyone had their DVR set up for Norfolk State, Delaware State.
Look,
Colby
is right. Everyone was watching.
Dude, they fouled the shit at him at half court, and I'm like, the refs just letting that go.
The best part about this rage really is the level. He's going all the way to the MEAC. If you had to guess, Sean,
yes,
where does the MEAC fall in Ken Palm's conference rankings? There are 31 conferences, of course. MEAC 29th. Very good.
Oh, come on.
Very good.
That is sharp handicapping.
Colby
Patriot League's got to be higher than that, right?
Colby is 27th.
I'm furious right now, guys. Like the words you guys are talking, but I'm just not hearing you guys. Like this is like, what the fuck did I just watch? What did I just watch?
You watched a robbery.
Yeah. No, it is. I think it's just because gambling's everywhere. There's bad beats, so people are attuned to this
screenshot.
Stuff. It really is funny.
Like the guy at the top of the key was just leaving the court. Game's over.
Well, because they fouled twice and they didn't. I need to get the video on this. I need to get the video on this because it's just. Yeah, I've never seen anything like this in my entire life. Like
this year does seem to be like a lot of wonky last second. Wait, I thought they counted it. They didn't count it. I mean, well, there's been multiple times. Even the who was it? A couple of weeks ago, where like the game was over, they were walking their they brought the players off the court, then they bring them back for like 2 seconds. There's a ton of weird shit happening right around, especially right around the number. It's crazy.
A little too much.
Yeah,
if you ask me.
Dude, like the fact that like if you're talking player safety, like I said, like they like go watch the final 5 seconds. They fouled the shit out of this guy and they're like, no, dribble this out. And then to count this 3, I'm just telling you, I'm furious. I'm a race car. I'm at a red. I'm at a red right now. It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah. All right. You're not the only one screaming at the.
Social media. They all fired up.
So far, actually, 2 of the tweets are Mac and Colby. So no. It's
leading MEAC handicappers.
You guys are 50% of the crowd.
All right. We have a bigger problem, Colby, and that is the picks we've been giving out have been dog shit.
Well, my locks have been profitable
these last few weeks, with the exception of my parlay that hit. That was awesome. So in order to get things headed in the right direction, I got a motivational speaker, brought him in, decided he could maybe switch things up. So enjoy this this motivational speech.
Is that
from a
rubber
great
face?
head coach.
Dig in and be a basketball player. Dig in. Every time you miss a shot, your game deflates. We don't care about your missed shots. Play defense. You guys keep blowing opportunity upon opportunity upon opportunity. You're like children with bad things happening. Instead of digging in and be tougher, you wilt. Where is your toughness? Where have you guys been raised that you're so weak mentally that you just give up when something doesn't go right for you? Don't you know what adversity is all about? That's the game of life, not the game of basketball. You don't get down when things go wrong. You dig in and get tougher. Your whole life's going to be adversity. Learn how to deal with it.
Pitino, Red Storm Rising, Tuesdays at 10
Oh,
on Vice.
That's a great trailer as well there. And his I saw a couple of people sharing the clip of Pitino firing him up for the second half. They did get that cover, although if you bet it late, Creighton 6.5 did cover, but according to our number, we graded it as a win for St. John's there. Pitino, his son there, the New Mexico head coach, and the Pitino parlay didn't get home because New Mexico couldn't get the cover. He said he was having flashbacks to him not making his bed, and his dad coming out bringing some heat there, getting him fired up. Hopefully that turns things around for the show there. We need some positive mojo. Colby, what's going on here?
Yeah. I'm starting to feel like Danny Hurley, where I'm just saying I got my 2 rings. Got my 2 rings, then you lose to Seton Hall.
What are your 2 rings?
Well, just the fact that I've been dominating and over the years on the college basketball experience, and okay. I brought you 2 with me to
Oh, I like this.
to get some of these wins.
We're hanging on the coattails now. Obviously,
I do see the
ATS record would suggest otherwise, but sure.
I do.
Well, I'm getting these. Sean, I'm getting beats like this bullshit tonight. All right, the government's after me. Government is after me.
I think one of the rings is a pinned tweet on the TCE channel. I don't know.
Congrats.
If we want to talk about it. It's still pinned from January 8th. Here, let me just bring this up.
True Patriots. We all remember where we were. TCE hit their subscriber milestone. It's Kramer. I have 2 vivid memories. One, being in my dorm room when 9/11 happened, and then 2, when TCE hit 15,000 front page news, as you can see from the Photoshop.
I mean,
Photoshop.
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know.
It might be. It could be real breaking news. Let's go.
Look at that. 15,000. I hear we're at 16 these days. I hear we're at 16.
Oh, you guys are crushing it. That's why this is one of the rings.
Subscribe to the college experience. Hey, also good news. If you're going to be out for March Madness, we're going to be out there hanging out and working on doing an event Wednesday night, a little watch party with the one of the first 4 games, but Colby's going to be out there hanging out. We'll be out there. We got our VSiN show Friday night, and I'm sure we'll be having some cocktails. Yeah, I mean, hey, if you're
approve this,
if you're going to be out in Las Vegas, hit us up at Gambling Podcast at TC on SGPN. Come say what's up. I'm sure we'll have more details, but stay tuned.
Can it also be called the retirement ceremony? Us from the NFL slot machine.
Oh, really? You're retiring, right?
I think it has time. I think it's time.
I gotta duck these followers though, man. I'm telling you, like, the government set some people on me, man. I might have to switch. Sean, I might have to switch planes 3 or 4 times.
Well,
as someone who booked your itinerary, you might be switching 3 or 4 planes, regardless.
You're like my mother. You're like my mother. A few years ago, like this is probably 10 years ago, though. My mom's like, she's like, I'm gonna buy your flight home for Christmas this year.
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, mom. And then I go to check my email, and it's got. I didn't know it was possible to have 2 stops from LA to Washington DC, right? But then even better was my mother decided that they just bought a house in North Carolina, that we're gonna have the Christmas in North Carolina. So I show up to DC. Then I have to take a cab.
Ah.
Then I have to take a cab to the train station and hop in fucking Amtrak from DC to Raleigh. So, just that.
Wow.
That's my mom. I love her, but it was a fantastic moment
there. It's a very intimate thing to let someone buy a plane ticket for you. Because it's very generous, but I mean, what's the point of you doing that for me if you're just going to fly me into LAX?
Oh wow! Look at this. We got some breaking news here, courtesy of TJ Reeves. Make sure you check out TJ on the BetUS College Basketball Show, Dog Thursday as well. Saying, I love my brother Colby, but I just saw your rant. I dialed up ESPN Plus, zoomed to the end, and the Norfolk player shot it before the red light and horn by .01.
So what is the photo I'm showing you? What is the photo that I'm showing you then?
Oh no, TJ. Oh no.
He's got that one. It's like a flat Earth thing.
No. Do you think I doctored this?
I think there is. It sounds like there's some accusation that you may have done some doctoring.
What we're saying here is that ESPN messed up. No, what I think what they're claiming is that ESPN messed up the clock, which is possible.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Which is very possible, but that doesn't explain the mauling at half court and the foul at 10 feet into getting in.
And we have an eyewitness, Mac, who claims the shot happened.
He was in there.
Yeah, he was my co-host is at the game. He texts me right when it ends, saying, "What kind of bullshit's going on here?" I'm telling you, this was rigged.
And I hate to report this, but the government has just killed TJ. He's dead, according to Benny in the chat.
Oh wow!
Now some are saying ESPN Plus re-edited the old stream.
Oh really? This is one of those.
Now we're getting somewhere.
TJ's back from the dead. He said he's all in on the rant and the lack of foul call. All right, we're gonna actually get to some games, get to some picks. Of course, download the SGPN app if you haven't. Get all of our free daily picks. All the entire SGPN's podcast you can listen to on the app. Totally free. SGPN wherever you get your apps. And of course, the Edge Boost card. Love the Edge Boost card. We're gonna be out there in Vegas. Don't have to worry about getting hit with bad cash advance fees.
Look at you.
Going to be depositing to a bunch of apps, the casinos, the sportsbooks, the DFS, and I'm going to be racking up rewards while I do it. The best part is the first of the month, seeing how many rewards I got, so I can just use that on some crazy long shot bets. That's how I like to roll. Hey, if it's free, it's for me. The card's free. The rewards are free. FDIC insured. It's not a credit card. It's a debit card. No credit check. And when you use the promo code SGPN, you get tier 2 status instantly and the cash back rewards. Of course, we're breaking down a bunch of games. You can get in on all the action over at mybookie.ag, your place to get down on every sport. 100% match up to $1,000. Easy deposit with that sweet cryptocurrency. Lightning fast payouts. Just gotta pay out for mybookie.ag. The other faster than some of these other shops out there, Ryan. Certainly buy a decent chunk there. Highly recommend getting down on crypto. And again, if you get the deposit match, read the terms and conditions. But 100% match up to $1,000. Mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN.
Oh boy! All right, so and I don't even want to ask if there's anything else he has to get off his chest. So we're just gonna get to the games. I think it'll just come out as right. I see some games on this list where I have a little.
And Kramer, do we need to take away some of the games as like, hey, we got to earn the right to break down 16 games? Maybe Pitino.
How did we get to 16?
Well, Colby stuck him in. It used to be 12, 14.
12.
Colby's like he's like the bracket association. The NCAA, they're going to keep pushing more teams in. I know you said you're for expansion, right, Colby?
No, but look, there's there's a good 40 games tomorrow, guys. If you guys want to go the distance.
All right.
Thought you guys love college basketball.
I do.
Yeah,
I love betting on it.
It's just like I love America. That doesn't mean I love all the states. 3:30 p.m. on the West Coast. We're heading to Fort Myers, Florida. I didn't verify any of these locations. I could be walking into a serious trap Jacksonville taking on Florida Gulf Coast. Florida Gulf Coast -2.5. Sean, I can still remember being at Caesars watching in like that side suite room or whatever they used to have by the sports book as Florida Gulf Coast just completely funked on that entire tournament all those years ago, making me feel old now. That still a fake school too. They were one of the first
chiropractor school.
They were one of the first schools to show up and just be like, well, what do you exactly do you do? Doesn't matter. We have a sports team. And now with NIL, it's only going to get worse. Colby, why is this? How and why did this make the card?
Well, it's an Elite A-Sun game. It's a rivalry game too, down there in Fort Myers. This game happened earlier in the year, and I'm still very upset about this because I lost a lock battle to Mac, where Jacksonville blew a 24-point home lead and lost to Florida Gulf Coast. So revenge can be on the mind, but I'm not falling for this revenge. I think Jacksonville's a bunch of cowards. Give me Florida Gulf Coast laying the 2.5. They get it done. Jacksonville, it's back-to-back away for them. So let's go.
I'm taking Jacksonville. I know you mentioned the instant revenge. I think that helps Jacksonville in this case, or sorry, not instant revenge, but revenge is on the mind against Florida Gulf Coast, who they lost to by 4 at blowing that lead. And I think we could see a nice shooting day from Jacksonville. Jacksonville, top 20 team in the nation shooting the 3 ball. Is Florida Gulf Coast good at defending the 3 ball? No, they're not. I think they hit some shots. I think this is a shootout, and I think that plays right into Jacksonville's hands. So yeah, give me Jacksonville and the 2.5.
4th road game in 5.
Yeah,
it's a part of a 4-game road stretch. It's like the rodeo road trip that the Lakers have to, or the Spurs have to make at some point in the season. Also worth noting, Florida Gulf Coast is on the opposite, coming home from a nice little road stretch. So it depending on how you handicap the get home spot at the college level. Like, are we got a bunch of dudes getting their rocks off? Although I'm sure they're coming home in between games, but that's the angle for like pro sports. You know, you come home for those daily pro sports. The handicap, or at least it used to be, is that when the players come home from those long road trips, they're spending some extra time with their wives.
Yeah.
So they're a little depleted for the next game. You know, to fade them. Anyway, I'll fade you, Sean. Give me Florida Gulf Coast.
I'll fade you guys. I think that's part of my winning strategy.
The new? Oh, I like this. Will we agree all three? I've
done pretty good on the island plays.
Yeah, we need to start having island stats. Villanova, UConn. God, what a rock hard place game this is. Hartford, Connecticut plays host. Another 3:30 p.m. start here. This one will be the one that you actually watch. UConn -8.5. Yeah, this is Hurley is hilarious at this point. I think we have not. Have we? When did the Seton game happen? Have we spoken?
No, Saturday. We have not. That was Saturday. Don't turn your back on me. I'm the second best coach in the Big East. Yeah. I mean, after watching Rick Pitino destroy him, and then that video you just played, Sean.
Yeah.
Who's taking Danny Hurley over slick Rick Pitino? You crazy?
You can't. Yeah. Also, you just can't. I mean. You can't lose that Seton Hall game, buddy.
No, this game's tough though because or is it? I don't know. Villanova hasn't been Villanova.
They did beat them.
Yeah, but Villanova coming off, they lost at Providence. Did not look good.
Wait, is this a real home game, Colby?
This is at the XL Center, so no, but it's still a real home game in a way.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
It's in Hartford though, so that was correct. So it's not on campus.
But I mean, both teams are coming off bad losses. I don't think UConn can be laying 8.5 against anyone. I know Villanova's had their problems, but and starts with some of the coaching there. They still shoot the ball pretty well. Their defense is not great. I get the UConn bounce back spot, but 8.5 for Hurley and this team, I don't see it. I got to take Nova here. What are you doing, Colby?
Yeah, no, I'm taking the points too. Nova's as desperate as UConn. I mean, UConn is actually not as desperate as Nova. Nova needs this if they want any chance to make the NCAA tournament. I do think they'll ultimately lose the game, but this is too many points for me. Give me Nova and the points.
Yeah, Hurley's just unbettable at this point. Also, as I dust off my numbers now that we're a week removed from football and I let my mind rest. Villanova is, I mean, UConn for a Hurley team to be so bad defending the 3-point line, Colby. This is not top coach in the land material.
This is what Villanova can do. Dixon can get hot. I feel like Dixon's been on the team for like 9 years now.
And they hit their free throws. So yeah.
No, I mean.
Oh wait, are we all agreeing already? We just were talking all that shit.
That's scary. That is scary. Kind of makes me want to take UConn.
Discord has been on a little bit of a mini heater. Kent State, Bowling Green, good old fashioned MAC rivalry here. Kent State laying 6.5 down in Bowling Green. Ohio.
I put this on there for you, buddy.
4 p.m. on the West Coast. I encourage you, if you also have an 8 TV setup to watch college football games,
basketball,
put college basketball game. Oh, I'm thinking football because you gotta watch. Sean, have you seen Bowling Green yet? I forget if I've been around you in Vegas and yelled at you.
What's that guy?
To look at the screen for Marcus Johnson.
Yeah.
This is a bit. I mean, if you at all like big guys playing basketball, like the kind of dude that's going to dominate the Y for many, many, many years.
No, he's a fun watch.
Colby tells me they suck. I just can't wait for the MAC tournament so we can get a little long shot action on Bowling Green. You're telling me they're 6.5 point home dogs? Colby, why is Kent State bad? Rare for me to take a dog, but I'm in love with Marcus Johnson.
I'm with you. Let's go. Look, the last times Kent State's hit the road, in Ypsilanti they destroyed Eastern Michigan, but that was the game that got flagged for a corrupt program. I'm back on it with the rigging. But you look at some of the other outcomes. They did take care of Bowling Green the first time by 18, but that was up in Kent. I think it'll be a different story here. You know, this is a team that, to me, is probably top 5 in the MAC. Kent State, but they're just not that. Bowling Green's like a solid team. They're up and down, but they haven't been able to win the close games. They've been like a darling of ours on the college basketball experience because they can stay within the number. They just collapse in the final couple minutes here. So I think we take Bowling Green, and the fact that Kent State just won a big game there against Ohio, that's a rivalry game by 1. Give me Bowling Green plus the points. Let's go.
And our boy's coming off only a 7-point game, 1 of 7 shooting. So he's personally in a bounce back spot.
You guys are both on this Bowling Green. I'm
last time they played, Marcus scored 21. 4 of 9 from 3-point land.
Kent, I'll give you this. Kent State hasn't been good off the win. They've been like 45% ATS off a win. So
I dare you to disagree.
I'll go with Bowling Green plus 6.5, but I'm worried because Kent State is good from the line, and Bowling Green does put a bunch of people to the line. So that's my concern. When this doesn't come through, I'm going to highlight the free throw disparity and the free throw percentage.
Bowling Green's pretty good at shooting free throws.
They're all right. It's just more. I think they're going to send Kent State to the line. That's my concern.
They're both,
but it's 6.5. Revenge. Give me Mac. Mac action here and Bowling Green plus 6.5.
Yeah, absolutely. I was just scrolling up and down to see where the Akron Zips game is. The fuck, Colby. Texas A&M heads to Stark Vegas to take on Mississippi State. 4 p.m. on the West Coast. I dare you to ring that stupid cowbell over there, Sean. Mississippi State,
another island winner on last week's show.
2.5. Texas A&M coming off a nice push from the last show, thanks to the good number.
Depending on when you bet it.
Thanks to the good number.
If you bet it on our VSiN show, you lost.
Buzz was
you were
looking
Texas
sharp.
A&M.
Colby, why are we taking Texas A&M here?
Because you're off the Egg Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even need to recite stats here. First off, you have the most experienced team in the SEC. Texas A&M. And the fact Mississippi State's off of the Egg Bowl sweep, it's just a bad spot for the Bulldogs there. And you look at what A&M can do rebounding wise. They're the best rebounding team in the country, especially on the offensive side of things. So that and the fact that Mississippi State, believe it or not, it's kind of been they've struggled at home uncharacteristically for Chris Jans and company. So within the SEC, they've struggled there. Give me A&M, the more experienced team.
You're giving me 2.5 points with Buzz. Come on, Sean. Sound the saw.
Have they been good? I mean, Mississippi State's been, to Colby's point, they've struggled at home. They've really struggled to cover. They're 4-8 ATS at home. I mean, you could have just sold me on just after the Egg Bowl, them not showing up.
They've lost 4 of 5 at home. 4 of 5 at
rock
home.
Fight. Buzz Williams in a rock fight.
No, it kind of plays right into the style of basketball.
Oh God,
Texas A&M wants to play. So
3 in a row.
Yes, give me Texas A&M. Unfortunately.
All right, we're getting the show's getting hot. Purdue, Michigan State. It's like me when I kind of sneakily disappear from hanging out with people to go check out the roulette table, trying to get hot. Purdue catching 3.5 here in East Lansing. Sean was right. He knows his Big Ten ball. Tom Izzo, especially one of his faves, probably the last man standing in terms of men that Sean admires in the college basketball ranks. Michigan State, I assume, is the side, Colby, right?
No, smash spot on Purdue. You just won. Whoa. You just got that milestone, right? You passed Bob Knight.
You think you had a cocktail or two?
What happened the last time you were at home in a big pressure game? You had the Boilermakers rival, Mike Woodson, and the Hoosiers come in there and get it done.
Horrible loss.
I'm taking Purdue. So you're telling me you think Purdue's going to lose 3 straight games? No. Give me the Boilermakers to come into East Lansing. Little pressure's off you. That's Colby, a bad thing.
It almost sounded like Colby was doing an impression of Colby there.
No.
Kramer, what do you? This is going to be whether. Are you taking Michigan State or Purdue?
I think I'm
Michigan
taking
State's the favorite.
I think I'm taking Michigan State. I mean, Purdue's sliding. They're in the middle of this is a back-to-back road spot coming up.
I'm with Colby. Give me Purdue plus 3.5.
Oh, wow.
I think this feels like a 1-basket game.
Beautiful.
So I'm going to take the full 3.5. And to Colby's point, they've lost 2 games in a row. Purdue is super desperate, and it's an easy letdown side. Izzo's probably still drunk. He's probably just got back from his Burger King run into Ohio.
I don't even know if he cared about it, to be honest with you. I don't even know.
I wasn't even paying attention.
I don't think. I mean, Sean, you're gonna feel real bad about this when it loses.
No,
going against
Michigan. Well, as a dog, he's a classic bet on as a dog, and not as tempting as a favorite.
I don't mind being on the island here. Still 4 p.m. Massive early slate here, Colby. Lipscomb laying 3.5 on the road against Eastern Kentucky. In Richmond, I assume Mac will be at this game.
Richmond, Kentucky.
Oh no, not Richmond, Virginia. That makes sense. It's Eastern Kentucky.
He's still making the trip though.
I assume Mac will be at this game regardless. Why seriously though? Why is this one on the list? 16 games.
Well, they're battling. I try to give the best games out there. This is better than a lot of the P5 games. This is first place on the line here. Lipscomb's currently in first place in the ASUN. Eastern Kentucky's right behind them. Wow. And if you look at this, EKU, ever since that full court buzzer beater by Stetson, the Hatters, has won 7 straight. They're playing great basketball. I think Lipscomb too has kind of turned a corner too, winning 5 straight. This is in the preseason. I think a lot of us had Lipscomb as the best team in this conference. They'd kind of sputtered in the middle of the season. They seem to become the life. However, I like this brand new arena, this Baptist Health Arena bullshit they got going there in Richmond, Kentucky. Right. I'm on EKU.
They built this with the food stamp money, like they learned from Brett Favre.
Yeah, diverted the funds.
Hey, I got a good way to get new building.
Yeah, I got an idea. Why don't you come up with an original fucking name for your stadium? How about the Colonel? Yeah, EKU Arena, Colonel Arena. Not this, but Look, I do think EKU.
Call it the bucket, right? Because
the bucket. The bucket of chicken.
Bucket goes with Colonel Sanders. Bucket, you want the bucket.
Wow. I like it.
Bucket is a great name.
You know what? We're calling it the bucket from now on, Sean.
All right, let's go.
I'm putting this team on the slate every fucking.
You don't go into the bucket. And I think
does that have any heroin
buckets?
Potential?
You're not gonna get a dub at the bucket. All right, you can't. You can't walk into the bucket and not expect to get a couple grease on you.
Now, Colby, are we worried because Lipscomb? They did beat Lipscomb on the road, 80-71. Are we worried that Lipscomb brings some revenge here to the bucket?
Yeah, I mean, both teams are playing phenomenal right now, but I just think at home, brand new stadium, the bucket, it's going to be greased to the Colonel's favorite here. And I honestly think EKU is going to be like
coming off overtime game,
dude. But EKU's beat some really good teams lately.
This home dog's going to be finger licking good. Remember when KFC made a sandwich that was instead of bread, it was just two pieces of fried chicken patty.
What was that called again?
The double down.
Yeah. The double down.
Yeah.
You're saying like that, like we're
how do you not
crazy
remember?
To not know.
I don't think I ever got it.
I remember the McGangbang, which is similar concept, but meat for the buns, which is pretty wild. They said for calling all alphas, like all the people that currently put parentheses alpha male in their social media profile. They were definitely eating the meat for buns sandwich from KFC.
Yeah, I'm pulling. If you're watching on YouTube, look at this thing. Look at this glorious thing.
Does it? They
look that good? Bring it back. No,
yeah.
It looks horrible.
It doesn't look that good.
I mean, I love fried chicken, but
what's in between it?
I think it's just like like cheese, bacon, and mayo or something.
Yeah, I mean, we can do better. Maybe get some nice tomato in there.
Yeah, Ryan would want avocado.
Yeah.
Can I get mine veggie style, please?
Well, do you want to talk about that? Because I make a couple modifications to the order out at Saginaw's.
Yeah, the deli at Saginaw's. Kramer he pretends like he's going to order something different, and then he goes, "Can I get the tuna melts? But then what do you have them take off?"
I swap the cheese. I go from it's like a cheddar to a Swiss. And then I add some tomato and avocado. Call me crazy. It's delicious.
So I looked up the ingredients. It was bacon, cheese, and the Colonel sauce.
Oh no!
That is a disgusting act.
Oh, sounds like something you'd say for the missus, not for the double down. Hey, honey, you want the Colonel sauce tonight? I'll ask my wife.
You got the bacon and the cheese too. My God!
I'll ask my wife if she
fucking crime scene.
I'll get like a white wig and get those glasses. Hey, you want the Colonel sauce tonight?
Oh man, good. Remember they changed it to kitchen fried chicken because Kentucky didn't like that.
Yes,
wild times,
guys. I know I'm going on a tangent here, but did you guys see the? Did you guys catch the North Carolina Central game today?
No,
it reminded me. I had caught them a few times this year, but it reminded me that we need them to win the MEAC tournament because they have Po Boy King as their
yes. Zoom in on his photo, Colby. So,
how do
is he our new La Pepe?
Yeah, I think Po Boy King. I'm gonna send you the link right now so you guys can do all this this high tech shit. I got the government after me. All right.
The fact that Colby still has an operation.
Well, also Colby's ads. Colby, what are you Googling? Cardiologist say it. Teaspoon on an empty stomach. Slims waist from 26 to 22. Colby's worried about his figure for the Vegas
my golf
trip,
chums, man. My golf chums. They it's a big deal.
Sweetie, can you get the tailor to let out my slacks? I put on a couple. Colby, you gotta miss that. You gotta skip the hot dog at the turn. Colby's eating all this.
Oh, there we go. Look at this guy. He's a fucking wizard over here.
What do we think, Colby?
Po Boy King. Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Perfect. No, let's just Kramer do the next game like this.
All right, so we're all on Eastern.
No, Kramer, take Lipscomb.
All right, I'll take Lipscomb. Wait, who's favored?
Lipscomb.
Oh yeah, I'll take Lipscomb.
Yeah.
Syracuse, Pittsburgh, 4 p.m. here. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Big old fashioned Big East matchup here.
Yeah.
And then also an old fashioned ACC matchup. Pittsburgh, back when they only played on one coast. Pittsburgh laying 10.5 here. Will Pittsburgh have a new coach next year?
No, because they just extended Capel, and I'm picking boogers behind this Po' Boy King. I'm picking boogers behind Po' Boy King here because Boeheim's gone. Syracuse ass, Pitt ass. Give me the points. Old Big East battle. Let's go.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know Syracuse hasn't been good, but 10.5. Like the counter is who is this? Who is the who is Pittsburgh? Sorry, I'm distracted by Po' Boy King. I'm with Colby. Who is Pittsburgh to be laying 10.5 points? Did they cover the number against UNC, Colby? That was
of course they did. I gave that away on VSiN, on your guys' very, very own show.
Yeah. Yes. No, I'm with you. I think this is like an 8-9 point loss. 10.5 is way too high.
Why did they extend him?
Because they won some games for a couple years.
I mean, they're on a bit of a cooler. They've lost a lot of games. Not good anymore. Unfortunately, I have to agree with you guys.
Oh no, Ryan, come on.
Well,
I'm not letting you touch.
I looked at the mirror and I said too many.
Baby,
I said too many favorites.
Pitt.
You know what it was? I started just going into tally site and taking every favorite. I too much fire.
You're like Colby blindly takes home
10.5.
You blindly take
Syracuse plus 10.5.
Come on.
Oklahoma, Florida. We're at. Imagine.
All right, we can bring Colby back. Po' Boy King though, he's looking pretty fit.
We're gonna leave this on the StreamYard for when we want to replace our guest with Po' Boy King.
Okay, that's a good option. Every once in a while,
like, all right, Colby's having technical difficulties. Boom.
Well,
we're
actually,
right at it.
Leave Po' Boy King on. Because Po' Boy King, perfect time to talk about Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code SGPN. If you're a dog like Po' Boy King, you can get up to a $1,000 deposit bonus, and the boost they throw at you. Even though I've already obviously signed up with Underdog, they sent me a sweet new deposit bonus, a bunch of like profit boosts, no sweat tokens. They are great with all that stuff. Colby, anything you like? Well, I'll start with Eric Dixon. Tomorrow, do we like him to have a decent game here? His higher lower set at 20.5 points. Maybe we take higher 1.5 threes made. What do you like anything for Eric Dixon, or what do you like in Underdog in general?
Yeah, no, I think we take the points higher. I don't think the threes is too iffy because he can do both, but
okay,
sometimes he's good off the dribble.
20.5 points. And what else we like tomorrow?
I'll take you out to Fort Collins, Colorado, where Nevada, Colorado State are playing in a huge Mountain West game. Nick Clifford is an absolute dog for Colorado State. This is a huge game within the conference, and I'm going to take the higher 19.5 points against the Wolfpack there.
Like it, and if you like it as well, you can head over to Underdog Fantasy. Use the promo code SGPN. $100 entry returns you $312. Higher Eric Dixon, 20.5 points, and higher Nick Clifford, 19.5 points. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
Oh, Colby, put your pants back on. Okay.
Quick technical.
No, it works for any use case. All
guys,
right.
did you guys catch Micah Shrewsbury this past yesterday?
Yeah,
Micah Shrewsbury.
That was fun.
The head coach of Notre Dame after losing by 15 yesterday to Louisville. This is him.
Don't give up on these kids. You don't want to show up because of me. Don't show up because of me. Because you think I suck. Cool. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with it. I know people believe in me, right? I know people at Notre Dame believe in me. But
this is Colby when we ask about his record.
These kids, man. What have they done for people to give up on them? I know if you're not with us because we're losing, you don't want to come watch this, fine. Fine. Do it because of me then. But not these kids, man. They don't deserve that. They don't deserve that. Like, ain't nobody else getting home at 5 a.m. from Boston College and going to class the next day and coming to practice and working out and preparing to play Louisville. Nobody else is doing that. Don't give up on these kids, man. I don't care about anybody's opinion. I know who I am. I know I can coach basketball. And I know I'm turning this program around. So you gave up on me already? I'm going to see you back here. I don't give a damn. Don't give up on these kids. We're going to get this thing rolling. I sat there and watched more Louisville fans in here than Notre Dame people. And that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing for me because I'm the head coach here. And yes, I got us in this predicament. But don't come back when we're losing or when we're winning because we're turning this around, man. You better believe that. Everybody that gave up on me, believe it. Write this date down and believe it. Because we're going to get this thing rolling. I don't care if you gave up on me or not.
It was almost like he was trying to talk himself into being pissed off.
Yeah.
It felt like a little bit of acting there. And then he's like, yeah, come on. And then like has to do the dramatic. He forced it a little bit, Ryan. And that was my take.
Well,
but Colby, were you inspired?
I'm not gonna play it again, but like the way that his face like progressively got more and more like pinched. Look at that. Like he's just like, meh. He just looks like he looks like a private school pussy head coach.
Oh yeah. Man. I mean, look, I think the guy's a good coach. I do buy into him being a good basketball coach, but I will say, these kids are coming back from Boston College, 5 a.m. they're going to class, but they are paid. They are paid. It's not like before. They are paid. So I don't know.
They're losing.
Yeah.
I like this participation trophy bullshit. Yeah, they're working hard. No doubt.
Yeah.
But they're also like the beauty of sports.
They're working hard at getting their ass kicked.
Yeah. The beauty of sports is you're measured by wins and losses.
Yeah.
And certainly there's ways to say, hey, the program's heading in a good direction, but also you suck this year.
Yeah.
And the ACC is filled with a lot of teams that aren't that good. And you're very low in that list.
I try really hard at my podcast. Well, unfortunately, no one's listening to it. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, we do kind of get that sometimes. Like, I don't know.
Let's get.
Hey! No shots at the USFL podcast. All right.
Wow. That's a pet project. But also Kramer. Now I've seen this.
Throwing shade at the USFL. I like that.
Yeah, they're taking strays here. I've seen this because of the Jalen Hurts. Everyone's still piling on Jalen Hurts.
Impressive, Sean.
Well, I've seen, and it seems all young people where they're saying this is the problem with ring culture. This is the problem. Wait, what do you mean?
Ring culture?
The culture that.
What is ring culture?
It's saying like all that matters is winning championships. Yeah. Yes. That's that. I subscribe to ring culture. You need to win a fucking championship. That's how you can tell if you're good. If you're good, you win the championship. If you're not, you don't. I know there's
ring culture is bad.
I think ring culture matters more in basketball than football.
Do you know what this ring culture is? That's
what do you mean ring culture matters more in basketball than
football? Like if you're given, it's there's so many intangibles into the sport. Like you can't, it's why Eli Manning shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame.
Doesn't want to get
it's because the defensive line got him there, and then people want to say he should be in the Hall of Fame for being basically Kent Graham 2.0.
I'm gonna put out a
Kent Graham taking strays. See this argument in person in Las Vegas during March Madness.
I will.
Hopefully we get our pizzas delivered faster than that place we were at last time.
I will have.
We're not going back to that place. Breaking news.
I will have I'll have a fairly coherent argument as to why Colby is completely full of shit.
All right, let's talk Oklahoma, Florida. What do we got?
I was trying to get to that. Look at this, Colby. Sean's doing that thing where he doesn't want to talk about college basketball anymore. He's expiring.
What do you
Oklahoma,
mean?
Florida, Porter. All right, so let's. I mean, how many years has it been? Since
the seat is incredibly hot right now. The only thing that might save him is Brent Venables' buyout is like $70 million or something insane.
it's one of those things like you don't have to be the fastest guy. You just have to be faster than the slowest guy. So the bear has something to eat.
Yeah.
Well, and another thing they figured was back when they were Oklahoma, before they became Oklahoma, I think they thought that they could come into this conference and be good, but Oklahoma is mediocre even in basketball too towards the back half there.
It's weird. You look
3 out of 12 wins. You can't. This is the problem. I mean, Colby has been preaching about the problem when you put all the teams in one conference is some of these teams have to fucking suck.
Yeah.
And this might be one of them.
Well, and it's weird because you look at their advanced numbers. It's not like they're horrible, but you look at how they've done on the road. It's really bad. Like Colby, what am I missing? How does Florida not just kick their ass here and run it up on them?
Yeah, I was thinking that myself, but for some reason, I will say like they did play them like good the last time they played, but that wasn't Golden, right? That was Snow White, I think. Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you here, but 15.5 is a big number, man. I'm going to take the points because they are a good defensive team. Oklahoma is, but we don't have any data to show the two coaches going at it before. I'm just going to go ahead and say that Oklahoma can stay within that number. Florida wins by 10, 12, something like that.
10.5.
Yeah.
Kramer, what are you doing?
I'm seeing 15.5 right now.
Whoa.
Oh, look at Colby.
We'll fight over the number.
All right, we'll give Colby
right
the
there,
15.
right there, right there, right there.
What piece of shit book is that?
What is that?
Corporate gambling tied to that?
What are you doing over there in North Carolina? You finding the you got to be careful. Don't get on that private jet. Oklahoma also will hit their free throws. So taking a big dog. Yeah, I think you have to just take the big number and pray.
Okay, I'm taking Florida.
This is me changing my ways.
Are we going to 15.5?
I'll whatever number you want. I told myself
I'll lay the 15.5. You can't. Yeah, they're going to win by 20.
Part of my pivot, my hard pivot away from all favorites, is to take the big.
Cue the wagon flipping gift, Colby, because that's going to be Oklahoma and Florida.
Oh man, how great is it when that wagon?
That's an all time.
I mean, that is. And then people fly.
I have no beef against Oklahoma. I just always root against them because when they lose, you get to see that sweet wagon clip always surfaces.
I mean. How I gotta now. I know we're trying. I know Sean's trying to get out of here, but we gotta watch this thing. I mean, it's.
Bring it up.
Yeah.
I love a good wagon gift.
Okay. It seemed like maybe you didn't want to watch.
No, I didn't want to hear you talk about Eli Manning. No one gives a fuck about that loser.
Who was talking about Eli Manning?
You were.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
All I said was that Colby was walking a tightrope. Trying to say something about pro ring culture without getting backed into an Eli Manning should be a Hall of Famer.
That's why he left himself the trap door.
In football, you got a 53-man roster. You got an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. You got a million other intangibles. In basketball, it's a little different.
All right, so
I never noticed the babe up top there.
Yeah, well, I don't. There's a couple different ones of these, but this is my favorite.
And they're running out. I like the guys that run next to the wagon. What are you doing?
Oh my God. Like
down goes.
But like, here's what I want to, I mean, they see it coming, but still, like, she takes it hard. She takes it so hard. All right.
And you lost your axle. Then you're gonna lose a set of clothes.
Look how hard
now they won't be able to cock the wagon and float across.
How bad did she get fucked up on that toss there?
Pretty bad.
All right. Yeah, let's get back to the picking games, Sean. I know how much you like watching these movies here. Texas Tech. Who were we talking about the other day that played for Texas Tech and then they're raising his number with a different team, Colby? That I immediately thought of D-Gen Madness because he was on the Texas Tech team.
Terrence Shannon Jr.
Yes, Terrence. He was on that roster. Yeah. I know that I was very intimate with the rosters of those teams because I was playing those goddamn games so much. The fact that I was making point spreads and people were able to bet on it was a wild ass time. Texas Tech laying 8.5 against the Horned Frogs down there in Fort Worth. 5 p.m. now on the West Coast. Colby, which side of this bitter rivalry are you on?
Yeah, I'm going to take the points with Jamie Dixon. You know, I came into this season after watching like the first 3 weeks of TCU. I was like, they're horrible. They're the worst team in the Big 12. But then you forget what a good coach can do, because Jamie Dixon, despite this team being just not talented, they play hard for him, man. They play really hard for him. And you look at some of their recent, games. Dude, it's very impressive. They are not a better, like Arizona State's got a much better roster than TCU. They beat Arizona State. They beat Oklahoma State. They beat West Virginia. You know, they beat Colorado. They've been winning against more talented rosters.
That Arizona State game was crazy.
I'm going to take the 8.5. I do think like Texas Tech will win the game, but 8.5 is a big number. And I just feel like with Jamie Dixon, who goes up against them every year, once you have a game plan on them, you know, it's going to be a rock fight. Texas Tech's a more talented team. They'll get the win, but by 4, by 5, by 6, TCU stays in this game.
I don't know. This one's a little.
Don't look at the free throw shoot.
I know. Texas Tech is 12 percentage points better than TCU. Colby, we're not worried about Texas Tech's ability to hit free throws.
I mean, look, Texas Tech's the far better team, but this is something I just feel like you trust the conference history, you know, and the rivalry here. And also look at them. It's not like they've been killing it on the road besides the Oklahoma State game, which is trash. You know, they did win by what? How about this? They beat TCU by 14 in Lubbock.
Okay.
Which is a hornet's nest. So you got to go to Fort Worth here, you know, Patty C laws of,
I would say
transit.
I've gotten back to 20. Yeah. It's been a while since they've would have not covered this number. So
what are you doing, Ryan?
Taking the points.
Oh, you're taking TCU plus 8.5.
It's a new world, and like I said, it's been a long time since TCU hasn't covered this number against a Texas Tech team.
I'll take it. I'm a little nervous about this game though. I'm not going to be locking this up.
Classic Midwestern private school battle between Butler and Xavier. Some say Xavier, but I believe it's Xavier. Cincinnati, Ohio, 5 p.m. on the West Coast. 6.5 point spread for Xavier. Colby.
This is a fascinating game. I think this is like out of the ones we've done so far, the one I want to watch most, mainly because Xavier is the definition of a bubble team right now. Some people have them in, some people have them out. Butler, to me, they've won 3 straight. This is a team, like, go back and watch a lot of their other outings all year. They have been in position to win against every good team. And they fumbled it. You know, they lose at UConn in overtime. They fumbled all these things, but they're starting to get it together.
Good teams, Colby.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what I mean. They have shelled out good against a lot of these teams until, I mean, they beat Mississippi State. You know, they beat Mississippi State. They've played some of these teams really well, and then it falls apart in the final 3 or 4 minutes here. They've won 3 straight, though. I think there could be a tough out in the Big East tournament. I'm going to take the points here. I know the stadium will be absolutely lit, but I think Colby, 6.5, the way they've been playing and the way that Xavier under Sean Miller has underachieved so much. I think Thad Matta is the better coach in this matchup, despite his recent struggles at Butler. Give me the Bulldogs here to keep this thing close. This will be a close game.
What's the job status there?
Both. I think. I mean, Thad's probably on the hotter seat, but you would think Sean Miller. I mean, I guess Sean Miller's probably good for another year.
Yeah,
but he's been a disappointment.
Thad Matta. You ever heard Thad Matta's players talk about him? Former players. Very positive.
Greg Oden. Yeah.
Very positive. Close it out strong here. They're on a little bit of a heater. Yeah, be a huge win. I'm
going to take Butler. To Colby's point, like, even if they've lost, they've still covered the number. They've done well as a dog. They've done well on the road, at least ATS wise. I think they're going to make this a game here. So yeah, give me the Butler in Ohio with the candlestick.
It's weird. So I can actually lose the game and still win my bet.
That's
wild.
According to some sources,
it's a whole new world over here betting on dogs. Illinois.
Kramer, what do you take?
Oh, I'm on Butler. Like I said,
you did not say that.
I did. Colby, did I not say I was on Butler?
So yeah, you hinted at it.
Yeah,
he hints at it.
What do you mean I hinted?
He's like my wife. I can tell he's mad, but it won't say why he's mad. Spell it out.
I'm not mad. Illinois, Wisconsin.
Well, and asking why they're mad just makes them so much madder. Why are you so? What's wrong? What's upset?
Oh boy, why would you do that?
That is you're just spitting in their face.
Why would you show concern and ask a follow-up question? Because
Colby's wife's Colombian. She never gets mad. I'm sure.
Madison, Wisconsin and the Staples laying 3.5. Interesting number here. Give people the Wisconsin skinny.
Yeah, I mean they're off a huge road win at Purdue. But what's interesting about this matchup is
that on this podcast.
What is interesting about this matchup is they haven't beaten the Illini in Madison since 2018, right? The 18-19 season. I think it was technically in 19, but
it's been a minute. Illinois is coming off a loss there against Michigan State, so maybe this is a bounce back spot for them. How do you see it, Colby? Are you taking the Badgers? Or are you going fighting Illini here?
Yeah, I'm gonna. I think the Illini, after that embarrassing loss, they were up at halftime. They were up double digits against Michigan. You go on the road now. You had a team of Staples that in Wisconsin that just won a gigantic game against other Staples, Purdue. It's a good spot. Illinois has the athletes to really give Wisconsin problems to me, and the way that they rebound the basketball. Remember, Wisconsin with those Staples 314th in offensive rebounding, Illinois 11th. All right, that will be the difference in this game. Athletes get it done. Especially, you got to like the spot because Wisconsin winning at West Lafayette's fucking gigantic. Great spot for the Illini.
Now, Wisconsin is number one in the nation in free throw percentage. That's always something tough to pick against. But I'm with Colby here because I think Illinois off the loss, they've been good ATS off a loss. I think just Illinois as a dog is the thing I want to be on. And then I didn't realize the historical dominance that Colby pointed out. So just add one more checkbox in Illinois' favor. So yeah, give me the Illinois fighting Illini, catching the number. Kramer, I assume you're taking Wisconsin here. Great spot for Wisconsin.
I wasn't going. Well, here's what I would say. This is one where is the rebounding advantage as big as you think it is? Because Wisconsin. All right, you know what? I was going to take Illinois because I'm again reformed, but I will take Wisconsin here.
Thank you.
I noticed the massive delta in experience in this game. Illinois not nearly as experienced as this Wisconsin team. So appreciate the push over to the favorite side. Nevada, Colorado State, love Fort Collins, one of the best college towns in all the land. 6 p.m. on the West Coast. Colorado State laying 4.5. Colby, tell us about your buddy Steve.
Well, I just hit the higher on the Neek Clifford underdog fantasy thing. He's a beast. He's going to get his, but me and Steve did peyote out in the desert.
Whoa.
And
does he want people to know that?
Oh my God. We were out in the desert, and he told me that they're gonna middle of the year we'll get a little rocky, but he goes, this is the year. This is the year that they get it all together, win the Mountain West tournament, and it starts with a run towards the end of the season. And to his credit, they have won 4 straight. It's the end of the year. Nevada's going into Fort Collins. They're getting it done. Give me the points. Ride that money line. Ride that money line.
Feels dangerous.
Just ram it, baby. Give me Colorado State at home. They've been good against the number. Nevada struggles to cover the number on the road, and of course, I'm going to highlight the free throw discrepancy because that's gonna, Colby over here, belly aching about an alleged bad beat. You hit your free throws there, you avoid a lot of bad beats.
I mean, if you get to the free throw line, if they fouled him, I mean,
Colorado 10-point percentage difference at the line. Then Nevada, and Colorado State's defense. They don't put a bunch of people to the line. Play pretty good 2-point defense. So yeah, I like Colorado State a lot here. Kramer, what are you doing? You're torn.
Well, no, I mean, we knew Colby was going to take Nevada. Yeah, he was mispronouncing the state. I apologize for people from Nevada. Colby didn't mean to offend you. Yeah, let's lay it with Colorado State. Also, you didn't even bring out any elevation talk. No delta,
because I mean, it's Reno is pretty high. Anyway.
Not everyone knows that, Sean. Not everyone has all the elevations.
Reno is
let people know sometime.
Oh, okay, I'll happily update. It's only a 500-foot difference. Reno is 4,505, and Colorado or Fort Collins is actually below Mile High, only 5,000.
Wow. I mean, Fort Collins is a nice town. It used to be Colorado A&M, for those wondering. Oh my goodness, we still have 4 games to go. Kansas, BYU. We're soaking up in Provo, which, by the way, when you're driving it, not every city builds their highway and commercial buildings such that it's welcoming. But in Utah, it's very welcoming, and the grass is very green up there. You can see the appeal. Other than the no sex and no alcohol thing, everything else is pretty cool. Kansas, a dog in Provo, Colby.
Yeah, at the Super Soaker, and I agree. Provo's great. Even that shit in the Dixie cups are great, right? But we got to take Kansas, right? They've been in Salt Lake for like 4 or 5 days now.
Yep.
There's no way they dropped 2 in a row, right?
And they got their ass kicked by Utah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The ultimate bounce back spot for Kansas.
What are they doing in Utah?
What do you mean?
Like, what are they doing during their downtime on Monday? I assume they didn't go back to Kansas.
Bible studies.
The Kansas people?
Yeah.
I don't know. There's probably some DGen lifestyle there in Kansas.
Drank some near beer.
Yeah, I mean it's probably not the most fun road trip. The Utah to BYU road trip. I imagine there's those guys are probably having fun. Maybe they're locked in.
Probably used to the humidity levels and elevation at this point.
Yeah, I'm with Colby. Kansas all day.
Easy. It will be lit though. Colby should let people know, but it is a Tuesday night.
We need to keep track. Well, yeah, we need to keep track of Colby when he points out a game environment will be lit and still picks against him. Does that work in his favor or does it not? I don't know off the top of my head. Colby, what would you say your percentage is?
I'd say most of the time I'm right, but the lights, when the lights are off, this is one we're playing here.
Yeah. Well, maybe long weekend for President's Weekend. Perhaps maybe there's not classes or something. Houston, Arizona State, Forks up, Sean. Tempe, Arizona, 6 p.m. on the West Coast.
Lit.
Will be lit. I will say, can confirm, it does seem like people on the campus of Arizona State, like just about every college campus I've been to, like to have a good time, especially when sports are about to happen. Although I will say the Tuesday night handicap, as someone who went to a lot of collegiate basketball games on a weekday at Virginia Tech, wasn't quite the same vibes as a weekend. Arizona State catching a big number.
I think a Tuesday at Arizona State is like a Thursday at every other college campus. Yeah, you don't think they're going to be getting after it? There's probably
when Casting Couch works things out.
There's probably some kids on a bender from President's Day that's just going to roll this into Tuesday.
It's just Tuesday.
I mean, look at the way they fared at home. I mean, I know they blew a couple covers in the final minute, which is always, I don't know that any team has blown covers more in the final minute than Arizona, but they lose by 1 to K-State the other day. They did blow that as a win. The Arizona game, there was neck and neck there. The TCU game, they lose by 4. They're gonna stay within this number. It's a big ass number. To me, like, yes, they've lost 5 straight. But Houston to be laying that many points on the road. First off, Houston scores like what? They don't score that many points. So like, it's almost like it's like a UVA bet with Tony Bennett back in the day is, they're going to score like what? 64, 65. Then you're asking, can Arizona State get to 54?
Well, and the situation spot is tough for them, right? So they beat Arizona in Tucson. Now you have a back-to-back road spot with Iowa State looming back at home. So I think this is a great situation spot. And Arizona State's been good as a dog. To Colby's point, they haven't been good ATS, 4-7 ATS at home, but they've been 10-6 ATS as a dog. They haven't really been a home underdog much this season. So they don't show up huge there, but 11.5 is way too high.
The counterpoint is they get completely smothered, and like we've seen in number of these games, they are very sloppy. And what does Houston do to sloppy teams?
Sloppy Joe.
I'm just saying, Houston could win by 20 points, no problem, in a low-scoring game.
It's part in certain simulations.
Second game on these road trips, we've been keen to that. Give me Houston. Come on. And you guys are just bitter. You were wrong with Houston the other day. So sorry, can't get them all right. I'm going to lose money on Houston this March Madness.
This year will be different, Ryan. They're going to win it all.
It will be different. What injury will screw me this time? Let's head over to Milwaukee. See what Shaka and Marquette are up to against Seton Hall coming out. Seton Hall riding high right now. Took down the Prince of Jersey, Mr. Shit Pants Hurley. I mean, is there a guy who's had a worse year other than the Dallas Mavericks front office? It's like right there, and then Hurley shouting at people that he's the best coach in the land, proceeds to lose to Seton. What's Seton Hall's record?
Take.
What is Seton Hall's record?
They are 7-18.
That's really bad. You can't lose to that team. Seton Hall. I assume this is incorrect. Seton Hall catching 17.5.
No, I'm seeing. Yeah, they're catching 17.5 right now. And I will take it because they did lose by 17 to Marquette the first matchup. I still just have a rule. Shaka with a double digit, this is too it's too many fucking points, man. Everything probably had to go wrong for Seton Hall that game. I think they'll be able to stay in this enough. Marquette wins by 14, 13, 12, something like that. Seton Hall it's you can't lay 17.5 points with a Shaka Smart team, in my opinion.
They are coming off an overtime win.
They're coming off an overtime win against Connecticut. That was their Super Bowl. These Seton Hall kids have been trying to get laid all weekend.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were the guys that took down UConn. Probably still hungover from the 3-day weekend. They get after it in Seton Hall.
Yeah, you might.
How about this though? Every single matchup on the road within the Big East this calendar year, they haven't lost by that many points.
They're both these. I mean, you could argue that. So Marquette only win in the last 4 games against DePaul. Nothing to write home about. Although DePaul not as bad as Seton Hall. And then Seton Hall only 2 wins in the past 15 is against DePaul in overtime and UConn in overtime, their last game. My instincts say we should really fade this team, Sean, no matter what the number is.
Yeah. I mean,
but Colby's right. You're not supposed to lay a big number with Shaka.
No. And Marquette, they've not been their sub 500 ATS as home favorites at home in general.
Ken Pom even has this as a 20-point game.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm going,
lay it.
You're laying
let's
it.
Go. I'll lay it. Seton Hall just beat Dan. Come on.
Yeah, I'm playing the letdown spot. Give me Marquette.
Minnesota, the Gophers head out to the west or are out on the West Coast for a nice little traditional Big Ten.
Sorry, I forgot to use the Sopranos music while discussing Seton Hall.
Oh, yeah. Minnesota. I think you're doing Big Ten material there. Minnesota, UCLA, out in beautiful Westwood, California. If you've never heard, why am I blind? Who's the old UCLA center? Bill Walton. If you never heard Bill Walton talk about the bike ride down from Angeles National Forest to the west side, it's beautiful. 7:30 p.m. on the West Coast. How's the new Big Ten working out with all this travel, Colby? 12.5 point spread in this one.
Well, I'm seeing 13.5, by the way. But
okay. Sliding in.
Wonder what side he's gonna be
well,
on.
he's being measured now. He knows that the seat's getting hot, as he would say.
Well, I wrote those things hours ago. So I mean, the world does change. Work is hard. Look, this is a stupid game. I hate this game. I have zero interest in watching this game. But give me Minnesota in the points. They've been out in LA for like a week. UCLA is the one that's traveling. Think about this. UCLA was just in Bloomington, Indiana.
Yeah.
So it's UCLA kind of being the road team here. To Mick Cronin's point, the other team's been in LA for like 5 days. Gophers are in a desperate spot too, fighting to get in the, nowadays with these 35 team conferences, you're fighting to get into the conference tournament. Minnesota has a ton of reasons to cover this game. And also, I don't like Mick Cronin as a 13.5 point favorite. I think Mick Cronin, much in the same vein as Shaka Smart, when you get to double digits, you're like, what? All over the Gophers in the points here.
But are we worried about Minnesota? Minnesota just beat USC. And as we know, Minnesota 2-9-1 ATS after a win. Are we a little worried?
We all know
that maybe they've been sitting out in LA, getting fat and happy, eating their in and outs. You try comparing it to Five Guys, hanging out with GRP wins, ranking pastrami. Are we worried about that at all? And I love this UCLA team. I see Colby's point, but I'm gonna take UCLA laying the 13.5, just under 2 touchdowns. They get the win and the cover, but I see the counter. I just like fading Minnesota off a win.
I did. This is funny now now with context. I did get a report that there were a family member of mine may have been at Disneyland.
Okay.
Let's just say one of these teams might have been taking in Disney.
Oh, really?
That is tiring as fuck.
It does wear you out.
That is not a positive.
No, that is expensive as fuck. That's that Big Ten money right there.
There you go.
Look, I mean,
all right,
have fun. They're going to get dropped because of that trip.
Give me UCLA. They're not in the barn anymore. Ooh, so many great lock opportunities. Thanks for giving me 16 to choose from, Colby.
Yes, and of course our locks and our dogs brought to you by Rhythm. Of course, go to rhythm.com sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Get in there, sign up for the 7-day free trial. You're gonna want to have Rhythm. I mean, there's so many games for the conference tournament, March Madness. Get going now. Build that model. So you can start. Yeah, you always need a little help with the math stuff behind the scenes, and of course, Rhythm does a great job with that. Even if you don't know anything about building a model, just highlight the stats that matter to you, that don't matter to you, and they'll build a custom model for you. Got some bunch of plays here. Well, let's see. It looks like Rhythm is with Pick Dundee over here because Rhythm likes Seton Hall catching 17.5 points. And they think that's a pretty sharp play there. So get your 7-day free trial, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. Kramer, what is your first of 3 locks and a dog?
Well, and I didn't even get to my fun trivia of who has the longest winning streak in the country. Colby will certainly know this. Sean, do you know this?
Oh, let's see.
One of my longest. One of my favorite teams to root for. Play in the MAC.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Colby knows what it is now.
Ohio.
Oh my God, the Zips.
No, Akron.
Come on, baby.
Shout out to Akron.
Fucking love Akron. All right, lock number 1. If you're putting Bowling Green on the card, I'm taking it as a lock. Plus 6.5 with Marcus Johnson, the big fella. Texas A&M plus 2.5. Yes, please.
Oh, see, Kramer's going all dogs.
I'm going all dogs. We're gonna take a hard. Oh, what's lock number 3? Oh, all right. We'll just continue to power through Villanova.
Oh no!
Plus the 8.5. Lock number 3.
Get off.
No.
And actually, I will get off of it, Sean.
Okay,
Slide
great,
that
thank you.
into the dog category.
Oh, wow.
Villanova straight up because I'm locking up Houston minus
Ooh,
11.
okay, so you got a favorite in there.
I just, I'm giving me and Arizona State, like that crazy matrix or whatever. A little too crazy out there in Arizona. Arizona State. We gotta fade them for one more game. I'm in on Houston. Houston is becoming a team that I'm gonna lose money on in March.
All right. First up for me, give me Purdue plus 3.5 as a lock. I think this is a night. I mean, they lost 2 in a row. To Colby's point, I don't think they're going to lose that. You know what? Actually, I'm going to make Purdue money line. I think they don't lose that third game. And I will take Villanova plus 8.5 as one of my locks.
Great pick.
Also take Syracuse plus 10.5 as one of my locks. Way too big. And Kansas plus 2.5 as a third lock there. A lot of bounce back opportunities here. Well, at least with Kansas there catching the 2.5. Oh, you know what? Sorry. Instead of Syracuse, I'm going to take Colorado State laying the 4.5.
The people are so confused right now.
My locks: Villanova plus 8.5, Colorado State laying 4.5, and Kansas plus 2.5. My dog is Purdue on the money line. Colby, what do you got?
I'm sorry, Sean. I was just listening to you.
Well, I don't get. They bring me in cold.
It's a great impression, Lou Holtz. Thank you.
Let's lock up Arizona State. Let's lock up Purdue.
Ooh.
Okay, Arizona State plus 11.5, Purdue plus 3.5.
So me and Colby going head to head. I like this.
I'm gonna lock up Florida Gulf Coast minus 2.5.
Ooh,
And the money line.
Do they still dunk a bunch, Colby?
They do more than Jacksonville. Not as much as that one team. But the dog is the Illini against the Staples. Load up.
I was considering that one.
Yeah, I do like Illinois. And you know what? Yeah, why don't for a parlay for me, bringing back the big dog parlay.
Oh, well, let me get out of the way.
Big dogs only. Purdue,
yeah, big dogs only.
Illinois money line parlay.
How big are those dogs?
They're actually smallish dogs, but you put them together. 2 little dogs equal a nice big dog. Colby, you got a parlay for the audience?
Yeah, I was going to talk to my esteemed colleague there, Real Money Kramer, and give out potential real money line play here. Bowling Green, we should parlay with Texas A&M.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, that
outright. Bowling Green, A&M outright. See you at the winner's circle.
What is the Bowling Green price to win the MAC?
Ooh. I got to load that up.
We'll have to wait for the tournament. We'll have to wait for the conference tournament.
I'm co-signing that as well, so that'll be a show parlay.
Oh wow. I'm predicting, Sean, paper ticket conference tournament time on Bowling Green to win the MAC. Hopefully it's 100 to 1. Is it going to be that long?
Oh my God!
I'll take the Akron Zips.
Depends if they win tomorrow or not.
Hey, thank you everyone for tuning in. Got a bunch of college basketball lined up for the week. Talking a little NFL futures as well as always there with CJ. Maybe get a little college baseball in. Yeah, good times. Of course, edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Get in. You're going to want to have that ready to go. Possibly a little contest coming up for March Madness. So stay tuned. Edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And of course, make sure you subscribe to the College Experience wherever you get your podcasts.
A little dexterity.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
I guess they'll cover all 40 games over there.
Kramer, let it ride.